Christians going for the gold. Christ said, "Herein is my Father glorified, if you bear much fruit." Some will receive 30, some 60, some 100-fold. Some will receive wood, hay, stubble, but some gold, silver, and precious stone. Let's go for the gold. Hey, be sure and hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the other side.
Years, wow, look at what God has done. And we're just celebrating with you on our 10-year anniversary, thinking back to those early days, the origin of the church. None of us had no idea what God had in mind. We commonly refer to the first building as the welding shop.
We were both saved in the welding shop.
It was not your typical church at all to start with.
But we felt love.
I'd have to go back to the welding shop because that's where we started. We came in, we put up the metal, the hard metal gray chairs and lined them up, and that's where we sat. And the first Sunday we didn't really know how many we'd have.
Just go back to the days of sitting in an old welding shop where it was so nasty you didn't want the kids to get down and play.
And we would come up and have a Bible study and in the welding shop. Got to know some guys there, got to meet some of the fellows that were trying to encourage this thing. And I don't know that any of us knew what was going to really happen. I don't know that we really knew the impact that was ahead of the folks that were there.
Then engaged to Elena, we started coming to Charity Baptist Church, and in March of 2016, Easter Sunday that year, matter of fact, in the welding shop before we renovated, I gave my life to the Lord.
The first time that we came was very, very, I could say, exciting because it was different. We were in a welding shop.
So we've had church in a welding shop and in the fire department. We've had church on a trailer outside while we were in our cars during COVID. We've had church under a tent, and now we're back into a beautiful church that we love.
When the COVID started, churches closed and people weren't going to church and everything, and we leased a tent, put up a big tent, and lo and behold, our regular folks, we all kept on coming, and other people kept coming in, and never slowed us down.
And we were sitting in the tent one day and it started pouring rain. And before service got over, we were inching up to the front because the water was coming under the back.
I got saved in June of 2016 after a testimonial service that we had following the Burlington Tent Revival. I remember falling under conviction after hearing the story of Jerrianna getting saved and knowing at such a young age that she was going to heaven, and I didn't have that. If somebody would have asked me, I would have told them that I said a prayer, and I remembered going to an altar and talking to a preacher about salvation, but I really had no idea. But hearing her give her testimony that she knew without a doubt that she was heading to heaven,
I knew that I needed that in my life. So that night, 3 days before we got married, the Lord made sure that we went into marriage equally yoked, and I gave my life to Christ. And ever since then, nothing has been the same. It has been such a blessing to be in this church and to raise our family in this church. And even in the early days of our marriage, we had struggles. We struggled with infertility, and our pastor was behind us praying with us, and Miss Katie and all of those members of the church that we did share it with, they prayed us through that situation, and here we are.
What started out as a welding shop with two knuckleheads like myself and the pastor at the time. I mean, you never would have thought that something like this, that God would use him to start a work that has turned into this.
One thing that the church began back in 2018 was our first Bible camp. And we've had some fun Bible camps over the years. I think 2024 was our 6th annual Bible camp.
Christ the Savior is born.
We had to add on to that. We've added on to the back of the church again, and the members keep coming, we outgrow it, and we've added a new fellowship hall, made the sanctuary larger, and we have, almost every Sunday we have visitors. What I like the best is the way it's grown, the people that I would have never have met if we hadn't talked. We have come from not just in the neighborhood, they come from all over. And a lot of them will be people I've never met, and it's just amazing how close we have gotten in the 10 years. And a lot of folks has only been here maybe a year or so, and they fit right in, and they're just a big part of the church. But that'd be my best take on the church, is the way it's grown, and the people we have, and the harmony we have is just amazing.
I think the love in the church, you feel it. We have people that are visiting that actually, when they start coming back, they'll say that's the thing they feel. There's even from the beginning, there's a welcome. You feel welcome.
There's many things that we love about this church, but if I could say one thing, if I had to nail it down, it's that every time we walk in here, we can feel the Spirit of the Lord. He is here. And it's obvious through the music, through the preaching, and through the moving that we're seeing here. It's all the Lord.
Got to know him pretty good, and one day that call came in, and he invited us to church, and he said he was going to start a church. And me and Carolyn, we talked about it and prayed on it, and we were looking, and we were very excited about that. So we just started to come that first Sunday, and it's been a blessing to us and our family.
And when we left that first day, we knew that Chris was a called preacher, and this man had the power of God on him, and we knew we were in the right place.
That struck my heart right there, and we have to have a foundation in this church, and we had a strong foundation with the gospel preached every Sunday, and that was a blessing to us also.
And from there it grew and grew.
So when I think on Charity Baptist Church and what I like best about this church, it's honestly hard to pin down one thing. But the fact that there's not a person that fills these chairs during the week in our various services that I don't feel like they're family.
Those meetings that started on Thursday evenings with just a handful really of local men here in the community. From that, again, just what God's done. Nobody can take any credit for what has taken place here other than God, because no one knew how, and there was no way to know how to navigate through what He had in plan, what He's done. It's just a spirit of revival in this place. Every service is different, a bit of a different spirit, every meeting, and it's exciting. We're seeing altars filled, the tear-stained altar most every week. For my children, to see them grow, the three of them have been saved during these last 10 years. But I want to say I'm thankful for my wife and what my wife does. She's very much a part of this ministry. I'm thankful that she has the faith to follow me as I have the faith to follow the Lord. And I think what's happening in this place is, I think that that others have seen what the Lord's doing in our heart, and they want to be a part of that. So amen, here's the 10 years. Look what God has done. Amen. Let's move forward in faith. Let's trust Him for higher ground.
Hey, thank you for watching Christians Going for the Gold. We have some fantastic testimonies lined up, so come back and hear some more. Please, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button and come back. We also want to tell you about our site. The things that are on this site are for sale on other sites, but this site, everything's free. It's a couple of Christian movies, a number of Christian ebooks, several helpful videos and short stories. It's uplifting, all Christian, and I think you'll be blessed by it. True Christian Short Stories by G.M. Matheny.